Its our new party must not only survive the
ให้เดี๋ยวมานอน
enemy,
เล่น
but
ตรงนี้ไหม
also win a fight against those three pyromaniacs lunatics at the very end. And with all of that,
เปรี้ยวไหมวันนี้
let's
ต้ม
create our new party. First up, we created an AI bear named Sir
ไม่ได้
Robert.
ชิมหั่นมาเฉย
This bear is inspired by Bear Grylls, which means he's obsessed with finding the most extreme ways to survive harsh outdoor conditions, including
ๆไม่เปรี้ยวแล้วนะ
like bear
มันได้เปรี้ยวมาก
one time for no reason. He's beautiful. Next
Ano
up, we
kayo?
created an engineered chicken lady named Plucky McCluckerface. She is a brilliant inventor,
Yeah.
or at least she thinks she is. So she tries to
Not a big
invent
no,
new
she's
good
good.
gadgets to
Oh,
solve
the
all her
chin
problems.
na.
And lastly, we created
ใครจะมานอนนี่มา
big slug. Honestly, we found a picture of a slug on this artwork website, and I think Twitch chat was just really excited by that. We decided to base slug on Null from Lord of the Rings, who has a split personality and is obsessed with shiny objects. And with
เอา
our
ไปเอาช้อนส้อม
team of AI inventors,
มือก็จะเปื้อนอีก
a little
ไม่
bit.
ต้องถามหาในสู
But
ตร
before
นะ
we actually begin, I'll allow each one of them to bring their character's most prized possession with them into the story. Roderick, let's start with you. What is your most prized possession?
Ah, yes. The most critical survival item for any extreme adventurer. My most prized possession is my gourmet canteen.
Not repeat, not repeat.
Pretty size for storing plenty of life-saving homemade bear pea. Always remember, pea is your best friend in dire situations. Echo insists upon it.
I love him already. He's perfect. That's a great voice for him. Lucky, what is your most prized possession?
Yeah, my most precious piece has got to be my multi-enigmatic 3000 ticket.
Somebody write that down.
It's a quirky contraption I rigged up to scramble, fry, or even hatch the random eggs I lay. Might be a tad unpredictable, but hey, that's just how I roll.
And Slugma, what is your most prized possession?
My most precious. My precious.
And now, finally, let the D&D roguelike campaign begin. Good luck, team. Let's see if you survive. Our story begins with three adventurers waking up on a Monday morning, living out their normal lives, and suddenly, a misty fog surrounds each one of you. Your vision goes dark. The world around you fades to black, and a few moments later, you find yourself emerging from a cauldron inside of a wizard's tower. In the cauldron on the left, Sir Roderick McFeatherbottom, a survivalist bear. Next, Plucky McCluckerson emerges from an orange cauldron, stepping forth as a chicken inventor artificer. And finally, a giant slug creature named Slugma pops out of a purple cauldron. As the three of you look around and adjust to your surroundings, you see a wizard step forth. This wizard with lots of hair says, "Adventures, I am the wizard Dug, and I need your help. With the help of my god Twitch chat, I have summoned you here to this faraway place because this land is stuck in a time loop. But Twitch chat, I think the time loop can be broken if you defeat the three shadowy creatures who live far to the north in Obsidian Peak. I summoned you here to my tower because I heard that you're the three greatest adventurers of all time. And if you can defeat those three shadow creatures, the loop should break and you'll return back to your normal life. But be warned, if you fall in battle, you will become the shadow creatures for the next time loop and be stuck here for all eternity. So please, adventurers, travel north to Obsidian Peak. Kill the shadow creatures that venture there and free us from this time loop. As the wizard finishes his speech, you as a party have a moment to discuss.
All right, team, listen up. The key to surviving this wizard's tower and breaking the time loop is to maintain hydration.
He's trying to...
Preferably with a source only you can provide.
The adventure has to get started.
And all proceeds to drink only pea from the gourmet canteen while narrating this is crucial in extreme environments and forms the backbone of the bear code. Now, let's discuss our perilous journey.
Here, Plucky.
Yo, hold up, hombres. Before we start hoofing it to Obsidian Peak, I've got a keeper. Gonna repurpose this cauldron into a steam-powered egg catapulter.
That's fine. Slugma, any thoughts before we get...
Papa pays no mind to egg catapultry and bear pea. Fetch this tower for shiny big mama needs precious. Starts manically licking the
Yeah.
wall.
Hey, Slugma!
Happy objects.
Slugma, as usual, and calling the wizard's possession stupid. No, please, Slugma, hold on. I brought you here not to lick my furniture, the shadow creatures. Please, here is a world map. And he hands you a document that shows where you are far to the south of these lands and many different buildings, obstacles, scenarios that lie ahead of you. And he says, right now, party, you have 3 different roads that you can take. Each leads to a different destination. To the left, there's a well-known tavern. They have a lot of patrons there, but I've heard they can get a little bit rowdy. The middle path, if you choose to take it, leads to the garden of a well-known alchemist. She might even be able to sell you some healing potions if you become hurt down the road. And to the right is an icy lake that must be crossed with some sort of famous goblin inventor, although nobody's really heard of him before right now. Adventurers, which route would you choose to take? Let's hear from Roderick first.
In times of unexpected adventure, survival often depends on strategic planning. Let's take the path to the icy lake. Now, we must challenge ourselves with the most extreme conditions imaginable. Turns to the imaginary camera. Remember, folks, crossing a frozen lake with an unknown goblin inventor could be a critical survival drill.
Sounds like the perfect spot to test my newest invention, the egg skates. One sec, let me grab some scrap metal from this cauldron and turn my fucking feet into ice gliders.
Alright, okay, she's trying to invent ice skates or whatever.
Mama won't go near the curse.
Well, you got out of it.
We must shine at the alchemist's garden. Yes, shiny pots and shiny potions.
Okay.
Slithers manically toward the map.
I'm gonna let-
looking at the lake and pointing frantically at the road.
I like plugging reply.
No, hold your gooey horses, Slugma. How about this? We mix it up with a detour. I'll rig up a portable egg sniffer.
What?
Let's let science decide our path.
It turns out your invention doesn't work because the destinations are far to the north. You're gonna have to travel for a day or 2 to get there. Final decision, Slugma?
Big Papa says, no lakes, only shiny treasures. We go to the alchemist's garden.
Okay.
Find delicious salted potions. Begin slithering toward the door. Leaving a sticky trail of slime behind.
Okay, Slugma?
Shiny objects and cursing.
Slugma's already moving towards. Okay, we'll see what Roderick says.
Alright, adventurers, we'll venture into the alchemist's garden.
Okay.
Always
Slugma does convince
unpredictable. Turns to
the party.
Remember, folks, whether it's shiny objects or deadly potions, adaptability is key. Hydration check with some pee, and let's charge forward in the spirit of the bear code.
And thus the party decides to take the middle route towards the alchemist's garden. I think they're gonna kill themselves. After a day or 2 of traveling, the 3 of you find a clearing in the forest next to a river and see in front of you a quaint cottage nestled alongside the river and some farms to your right. A woman is standing outside and hails you. Adventurers, might you help an old injured herbalist? As you step closer to her, she says, you see, I gather honey from the giant Asian hornet bees across the river for my potions, but yesterday I fell off that damn rickety bridge and sprained my leg. Now I can't go out and collect any honey. If you were to gather some honey for me, I could use its magical properties to make you some healing potions. But you do need to be extremely gentle. The bees are easily angered and will protect their hive. Roderick, what do you do first?
A challenging task indeed, but nothing the bear code can handle. Turns to the camera. In extreme circumstances like these, it's crucial to employ the art of deception. I need to cover myself in mud and honey, then roll around in the wildflowers to mask my scent.
Okay, I will allow that. Roderick, you roll around in the dirt and the mud. There isn't honey nearby, so you haven't collected any, but you do get yourself really grimy and covered in various nature. Clucky, what do you do?
Alrighty, hold up, crew. Before we cross that janky bridge, let's swap things up with some clucky ingenuity.
Alright, so she might invent something to help with
With
the
a
bridge.
leaf glider using this massive leaf and some twigs around here.
Okay,
If we fall, we'll at least glide down gracefully like badasses.
You know what? That's actually not, I mean, it's not a good, I won't say it's a good idea. Don't mishear me or whatever. I'm gonna allow that. Clucky, you gather up various leaves and attempt to make a glider, which may or may not help you as you choose to cross the bridge. Slugma, what would you like to do?
Papa don't trust no rickety bridges. Big Mama's gonna slime it up instead.
Okay.
Activates trail of slime to
Uh,
leave a sticky, slippery path
Oh.
that we can crawl across the bridge safely.
Okay.
My precious, shiny honey awaits.
Okay.
No lakers or lakes can
Oh,
stop
còn vậy
us.
hả?
I would argue this could actually work. Okay, Slugma, you move towards the bridge.
Hỏa như
You
vậy.
activate your
Nên
slime.
là tôi đi
You
kêu
can
cho mẹ
cross the bridge
biểu
successfully
mình
and
vậy.
safely, but if
Hỏa như
you
vậy.
do, the slime behind will make it easier for your companions to follow you safely. Let's roll a die. 7 or above, you cross the bridge. him here.
Good.
Unfortunately, as you are sliding across the bridge, you slip on your own slime, and you fall off the side of the bridge and are hanging on by just a little gooey finger. The drop is not perilous below. You have just a moment before you're about to slip and fall. Roderick, what do you do?
หนาวเลยนะ
Pilots in keeping in. When a companion is in peril on a rickety bridge, there's only one solution. Initiate a high-energy rescue maneuver. I'll leap off the bridge into the
What?
below.
Why?
To catch slug when they fall and cushion our impact with a well-timed belly flop. Oh, always save your mate's bear code rule number 7.
Okay, instead of just helping him or
Yeah, that
anything,
was
you
fun.
lunge over at Slugma. As he starts to slip and fall, you grab it midair and try to cushion the fall. Unfortunately, it's like a 15-foot drop. This will be hard, but if you roll a 15 or above, you cushion both of you guys. Let's see. You heroically grab Slugma. You bear hug him, and you both crash into the water below painfully, each taking 1 heart of damage. Clucky, what do you choose to do?
Oh, tut, Winman. I'll glide down like a feathered superhero
No,
on my
don't-
new glider.
Don't jump.
First, I'm going to grab some of this goo for my next invention. Geronimo, time for the test flight.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I will say the cushion of all the leaves helps a little bit, but this is still a dangerous and unnecessary jump. So as long as you roll a 10 or above, you do get down there safely. And you roll a 5. Lucky, you jump down there and crash, also taking 1 point of damage. Sir Roderick, all 3 of you are now in the river, somewhat hurt, but still stable. What do? If your friends jump off a bridge with you. Yeah, this is exactly what happened.
Sputtering angrily, I activate my sticky surface ability and start
Okay.
crawling up the riverbank towards the beehives.
Okay, beautiful.
In the river water and cursing all things happy. I'll get the shiny nectar. Big Mama will prevail.
Slugma, you crawl up the bank of the river because you've still activated your slime. That means you're leaving a trail of sticky slime behind you that Roderick and Clucky can climb up. Roderick, you are up. What would you like to do? Slugma's doing great. Slugma's the best party member. The other 2 just jumped into the river.
Excellent maneuver, Slugma. Turns to the camera. Remember, folks, sticking together and using the environment is pivotal in survival situations. I shall now climb up Slugma's sticky trail and prepare my gourmet canteen.
No, you don't need to do
Hydration is key when facing angry bees.
Okay. Alrighty, Roderick, you successfully make your way up the riverbank. From across the river, the alchemist, Rhea, she shouts, I just need 2 vials of honey, please, but be careful. If you disturb the hive at all, the bees will get extremely angry. Clucky, you have an opportunity to move. What do you choose to do?
All right, time to finesse this operation. I'll use my egg sniffer invention to gently extract the honey.
What is
No
that?
buzzing drama.
Okay,
Just
so she moves up.
Let's snatch that nectar without ruffling any feathers.
Okay, Clucky, you attempt to invent an egg sniffer, which I don't know what that is, but if you roll a 13 or above, it actually works pretty successfully as a device. And you roll a 13, so this egg sniffing device does seem to be maybe one of those smokers that the beekeepers use to help calm down the bees, and that means you're going to have advantage as you reach into this honey hive for a bit of that sweet, delicious honey. As long as you roll an 8 or above, you successfully extract the honey without disturbing the bees. And you roll an 18. Congratulations, Clucky. You've reached into the first beehive and pulled out a big glob of honey. Slugma, you are up next. As a reminder, the alchemist asked you for 2. What do you guys think the odds are that he tries to eat the honey? Because
Big Papa loves the shiny
I'm
honey.
getting finished.
I shall retrieve more, but I must have my precious. Activate sticky surface again to cling close to the honey.
No, but do
You
that.
can be extracting honey while mumbling about the Lakers and their cursed lakes. If anyone tries to take Big Mama's precious, they'll get slimed. Oh, yes, they will.
Okay. You stick to the surface of the beehive and attempt to extract more honey from the same hive. Because Clucky already gathered some, it's going to be a little bit harder to get it. So thus, you must only roll a 9 or above to gather honey. And you roll a 16. Slugma, you successfully reach into the beehive and pull out a big sticky glob of honey. You as a group now have 2. You can head back to the alchemist or stick around and get more. Roderick, what do? Here's the problem. They're good to go. But I'm worried Roderick will try to bear hug one of the beehives right now.
Turns to the camera in extreme survival scenarios. Always go the extra mile. While we have enough honey, let's get more in case the alchemist needs extra. But first, a quick hydration break. Take some canteen and drinks OP.
Okay, he starts.
This will boost my energy as I approach the next hive to gather additional honey.
Okay, he goes to the next hive.
Over-prepare, never undersell.
Okay, Roderick, You drink some of your own bear pee from your canteen and you move over to the next hive. However, as the party approaches the next hive, you hear a rustling to the east. And entering the clearing from the opposite side of the garden is a massive bear. This bear is not humanoid, it is clearly not intelligent, but you can see it stepping out into the open grove and sniffing. Clucky, what do you choose to do? As a reminder, you do have enough honey.
Hold your feathers, crew. Time for a wacky, clucky contraption. I'll attach the egg sniffer to a tree branch and use it as a bear distractor 9000. Let's see if we can lure our grizzly away from the hives without ruffling any feathers or bees.
Okay, good. You attempt to turn the egg sniffing thing that you made successfully into yet another device, 12 or above, and you successfully make the invention. 19. You use the nearby tools from the garden to transform your bear egg sniffer into a bear distractor, and you run towards the bear, holding it aloft, tossing it out to the side, past the edge of the garden. The bear looks back and forth to the nearest beehive and the bear sniffer distractor, and then you see it exit the clearing. Slugma, you're up next. What do you want to do?
Honey! Precious honey secured. Big Mama's got no time for this bear nonsense.
Okay, get out of here.
Takes trail of slime and speeds towards the alchemist.
Okay, beautiful.
To keep up behind to trip up any pursuers.
Yeah.
Let's get our shiny rewards and leave this miserable garden away from cursed lakes and stupid bears.
All right, Slugma, let's make sure that you were able to cross successfully this time. If you roll a 7 or above, you manage to cross the bridge. You roll a 12, and thus you were able to cross the bridge carefully and leave a trail of sticky slime behind you. Roderick, what do you choose to do? Honestly, Roderick's the wild card. I feel like this is the scariest option right here. He might go try to fuck with the bear instead of just leaving. If they leave, they get 2 healing potions.
Turns to the camera when dealing with both honey and potential threats. Going above and beyond is key. I'll use my speak to animals ability to communicate with this colossal bear. By providing a dignified diplomatic greeting will establish their communication and ensure it helps us in line with the ancient bear code.
Okay, we knew this was a potential problem. Roderick, the bear is still distracted, but from behind him, you growl out at him with a diplomatic greeting. Now, you've never really been clear whether your speak to animals ability works, but in this case, recognizing your own bear kind, you shout to it as the bear listens and responds as long as you roll a 5 or above. And you roll a 10. You see the bear turn slightly, give an appreciative growl at you, and then turns back to the bear distracting device that Clucky threw earlier. Clucky, you are now up. The bear is distracted and maybe even placated. What do you do?
Lei sono una bambina sul tuo
Yes, they're actually...
Activate my slug to glide out of the
Why?
water safely and catch up
Use
with
the
Slugma.
bridge! Use the goddamn bridge!
Geronimo, let's soar out of this bear buzz fest.
Clucky, you run over the bridge, and instead of using the slime-covered bridge, which is very safe, you activate weak flight. You are most likely going to make it. You just have to roll a 5 or above. And you roll a 2. Clucky, as you lunge out over the river, your wings give out, and you smash headfirst back into the rocks in the water below, going down to just 1 health. Roderick, what do you got? Please run away. Please run away. Please run away.
Turns to the camera. All right, viewers, it's time for a tactical retreat. We'll cross the slime-covered bridge to regroup with Clucky and Slugma and
All right.
money to the alchemist.
Yeah.
Always remember,
All right.
bear knows when to advance and when to strategically withdraw.
That's smart. Okay, he's got some balance here. You cross the bridge safely thanks to Slugma's slime, and you watch as Clucky picks herself back up and meets with y'all on the other side of the river. The 3 of you now have 2 globs of precious honey on you, and Ryan the Alchemist turns to you and says, fantastic. Hand those over to me. I'll whip you up some healing potions real quick. Slugma, what do you do?
No, Big Mama's honey, my precious. Holds the honey close and glares at Rita. If you want it, you must promise shiny potions. Oh, yes. Starts muttering about the Lakers and slime. Whipping the honey with gooey determination.
Yes, I have a reputation. The wizard Doug, I've given him potions before. Please, Big Mama, Big Papa, I'm not quite clear what your name is. If you hand over that honey, you even look a bit hurt, I can whip up the healing potion in just about 10 minutes.
All right. Big Mama expects glittering precious potions in return, or else.
Clucky, you have the other glob of honey. What do you choose to do?
No worries, Slugma. I've got this good.
Wait, what does that mean?
Handing over the honey to Ria.
Okay.
But I'm rigging up a honey potion quality analyzer 5000 to make sure these potions are top notch.
Perfect. Lucky, you try to invent a honey analyzer as long as you roll 13 or above. Unfortunately, the machine just doesn't really seem to come together in the way that you hoped. But Rhea looks at you two and says, "Thank you so much. I'll be back in just a few minutes." She heads into her cabin, and you see her start to pour the honey into a variety of vials and beakers with delicious-smelling smoke coming out of there. You hear from inside, "Already it's done!" And Rhea walks out and hands one potion to you, Clucky, and one potion to you, Slugma. As far as the three of you can tell, these look like legitimate healing potions, which, as you know, would heal one of your hearts. What do you choose to do with the potions? Or hopefully Clucky drinks one.
Shiny potion indeed, but can we trust it?
Yeah.
Big Papa drinks it first, glares at the potion suspiciously before downing it in one gulp, expecting immediate betrayal.
As you feel it coursing through your veins, with a sinister realization that, in fact, this is a healing potion, and it works! And you are back up to 3 hearts. Full health is back. Clucky, what do you choose to do?
Yeah, Slugma's looking shiny and new. I'll
Yeah.
down this potion, but I'll mod it with a feather reactor first, just to ensure there's no aftertaste. Ria bottoms up.
Who cares if there's after? You, Clucky, congratulations, go up to 2 hearts. With the party looking healthier, the alchemist Rhea points at you and says, "Thanks so much for helping me out today. I'll see you around soon." And she heads back into her cabin. Adventure, you are now able to move back into the world map and head farther north to your next scenario. Is there anything you choose to do before then? I'll let Roderick speak, and otherwise we're going forward to scenario number 2. Probably just gonna drink his pee and then we're moving on.
Turns to the camera. All right, viewers, after a successful honey mission and a vital hydration break, it's time to venture onward.
Huzzah!
Before we proceed,
No.
I'll consult the bear code by making a ceremonial peace circle.
Okay.
This ensures prosperity for our next journey. Let's
Ceremonial, okay.
find those shadow creatures.
That's fine. Before heading north, you get into the ceremonial circle of the bear code, and you all help refill Roderick's canteen. As you watch the canteen fill up, your emotions are stirred, knowing that this is what true chivalry looks like. And with the ritual complete, the 3 of you look to the north. There are 2 options ahead of you. The map says that to the left there's a road which goes to a lake. But you've heard that there's a very friendly sea captain there who runs a ferry who can get you across that lake safe and sound. And the road to the east takes you through a fey forest, a forest full of mysterious creatures and magics. There are rumors that a powerful oracle lives there. Adventurers, do you choose to go left to the lake or right to the fey forest?
Pause. I'm feeling a tingling in my feathers telling me to hit up that fey forest. Betcha there's a sweet new gadget or magical doohickey waiting for us there. Sounds like a blast.
That's true. Clucky's on board. Slugma, what you got?
No! Big Papa refuses to
Oh my
Lakers,
god.
Lakers haunt those waters!
Okay, he's like it's very passionate about it. He's stuck right.
Slithering
He's like, "When he gets-"
Okay, he leaves it.
shiny treasures and the Lakers into
Yes.
doom.
Yeah.
Mama promises we'll find precious shinies and avoid the watery treachery.
Okay, alright. So,
Turns to the camera. As survival experts, we must embrace the mysterious and the unknown.
he fucking
The
hates it.
bear code dictates that fey forests offer
Okay,
unique challenges.
everybody's
and potential
on
allies.
board.
Into the unknown with courage and speed.
Sir, synonymous. The party adventures on the eastern path towards the Fey Forest. I will say, I hate Slugma, but he's also maybe the greatest character we've ever made.
同班 friend 食飯，但喉嚨又乾又痕，得果定真正殺菌兼退喉痛。知的幫緊你。啲人要行山出擊。點解？我啲人影相。係。跟住人攰啦，走咯。喂，飛的。啲的幫你行山打卡。
พี่เบอร์อันนี้เอเดนนะ
行山職業
เอเดนบอกว่า
睇明。
take care Jasper let's fail BB recover คุณไม่ตอบว่าอะไร
Nothing, simply beautiful foliage and sparkling water, but eventually you come across a small cottage in the middle of an island passing through, sorry Slugma, a lake. As you enter into the cottage doors, you look across the room and see a very, very old, wizened woman. She beckons to you. She says, newcomers. I haven't seen anyone travel this path in a long time. In fact, I haven't seen anything in a long time. I've been blind for decades. I wouldn't mind, but I haven't seen true beauty in so long. So I propose a trade. If you tell me a story of the most beautiful sight you've ever seen, I will gift you with one of my rare trinkets. She doesn't even seem to notice the many magical potions, equipment, and explosive barrels that sit around her. But she sits with an aura of extreme confidence. Ron, what do you do?
Turns to the camera.
Nick Hoff, yeah.
Recounting tales of beauty. Always draw upon the most profound experiences. The most beautiful sight I've ever
บอกแล้วว่ามี
seen.
คนส่งข้อความเยอะมากอ่ะ
Of a pristine lake.
ส่งคอมเมนต์เยอะมากอ่ะ
Saving gold from anybody's survival, resilience, and the bear coat's core. Turns back to the oracle-wise oracle that liquid gold sunrise has forever changed my perspective on beauty and survival.
Very beautiful, Roderick. The oracle closes her eyes as you begin talking, and she smiles serenely as you describe the experience on the lake, that golden experience. But then suddenly she mutters an incantation to herself, and the three of you feel things getting a bit blurry, a bit fuzzy, and suddenly all three of you feel that you are actually in that scene, standing at the lake that Roderick described. You can feel the wind on your face, you can feel the beat in your throat. Everything about the experience feels completely real. Clucky, what do? Before you answer, the oracle says, yes, what else is beautiful about this scene?
You know what really makes this scene clucking magical? The reflection of the sunrise on an egg reflector mirror I just whipped up, rigging some tools to create a dazzling egg lens function. Now see the beauty of nature and innovation combined.
Very interesting, the oracle says. That's also quite beautiful, but unfortunately these dreams, sometimes they can turn into nightmares, and you see a massive squid creature emerge from the golden lake. This squid creature is huge and terrifying. You feel fear. Slugma, what do? The oracle screams at you again and says, what makes this beautiful?
Beautiful. Beautiful is how Big Papa rises above the laker's cursed waters, activates Slime Duck, and launches toward the massive squid creature, aiming to slam
He slam dunks the squid creature.
Witness the epic, salty glory of Big Mama's might, shouting out a sick catchphrase. Dump squid brain.
As the mist continues to obscure your vision, in an almost dream-like state, you imagine yourself jumping forward and trying to slam dunk the squid. The oracle says to you, haha, yes, impressive, but does it work? The squid, in some sort of LeBron James Lakers heroism, dodges to the side and smacks you across the back of the head, Slugma. And you take 1 heart of damage. The oracle says, the scene, it's not beautiful enough. Roderick, what do?
Turns to the camera. In extreme scenarios, beautifying the scene often involves facing the danger head on. I'll use my bare arms to double sweep this squid back into the enchanted waters.
Yes, it would be beautiful to swipe the squid, but would it work? She says, yes, that would be beautiful. And you see yourself, Roderick, again in a dreamlike state, flying higher than you ever have in the air as you leap forward, and the 2 massive swipes rip the squid open. The entire body erupts outwards in an explosion of golden fluid, and the sunset that you pictured at the beginning shines beautifully through it all. The oracle whispers to you, yes, that is true beauty. And the mist over your eyes slowly dissipates, and you find yourselves sitting across a wooden table, staring at a blind oracle in her shabby little tavern. She says, I haven't seen something quite that beautiful in a long time. If you want, you may have one of my precious trinkets. Seated atop this big ass is... Oh my God. You see a golden precious ring that looks like the one ring that you've ever seen in your life. What do?
My
Precious! You would hide this for it!
golden ring. Big Mama lunges for
Okay.
it, frantically grabbing it.
Grab the ring.
Holding it close. No one else touch it. It's mine. Glares around defensively, ready to slime anyone who dares look at it. Big Papa deserves this shiny treasure.
The oracle hears you as you pick it up and shout about the ring, and she says, yes, it's the only ring like that ever created. The one ring, they might call it. They say if the wearer puts it on their fingers, they turn invisible for a short period of time. Please, use it well. What I assume is a beautiful young lady. I can't actually see you, but I'm just going to guess based on how eloquently you've spoken. Best of luck to you 3 as you travel farther north. There are more dangers ahead. Roderick, do you do anything else before you head out as a party?
turns to the camera. As we accept this precious ring, it's essential to express gratitude and solidify our bond with valuable allies. He's going to bow deeper into the oracle. Your wisdom and gift are greatly
very
appreciated.
nice.
May the bear coat guide us as we venture forth into the unknown.
Look at that! Honorable knight. That's like the one time he didn't drink tea. What a great guy. Sir Roderick, you bow very gracefully and chivalrously to the oracle. And Slugma, you grasp onto your precious as the three of you exit out the back door of the cabin and head farther north. Checking the world map, there are 3 roads ahead of you. The left road seems to head towards a famous bazaar, a merchant gathering, where you've heard that rare artifacts are sold. The middle route goes through a dense forest, and to the right lies a very deep, cavernous river with a large bridge. Which of the 3 areas would you like to head towards?
Big Mama wants more shinies. To the bazaar we go. Precious treasures await. Slithers frantically toward the left path.
You gotta start waiting for your team, man.
And through the camera. As we venture towards the bazaar, it's pivotal to prevent from possible encounters with rogues and swindlers. I'll set the example by hydrating with my cat and team.
Okay.
Ensuring peak physical readiness.
Yeah.
Remember, viewers, vigilance and hydration are paramount.
All right, and they head
Here we clucking come.
to the bazaar.
三星電動牙刷雙眼眼，第一支電動牙刷就揀 Oral-B-I-O， 超級溫和、乾淨不傷牙龈，7天改善口腔健康。Oral-B 全球牙醫推薦。我想中秋節個個都係開心。
After several days of traveling, you find yourself on the outskirts of a desert. You see a pathway to the famous Grand Bazaar. You enter the tent and look around, recognizing some of the stories you've heard about the finest merchants and wares on the continent. In this main tent room, you see 4 merchant stalls in the corners, each one offering a dazzling display of items. As you walk in, you hear a whisper from the top left of the room. A crafty-looking shopkeeper whispers at you. As you stand forward, she says, "Hey, you, enter." And she beckons you towards her stall.
Crafty shopkeeper means shiny secrets, my precious. Slithers towards the whispering shopkeeper. Eyes darting around for any hidden treasures. Big Mama's got a nose for the good stuff. Mutters furiously about the Lakers and suspiciously eyes the guards.
ของลูกตรงนี้
Okay.
Turns to the camera. In environments teeming with potential riches and dangers, one must act decisively. I shall employ the speak to animals ability to have a quick secret chat with any rodents or small creatures around, seeing if there are hidden jewels or traps about this crafty shopkeeper. Why,
Okay.
stealthy rooms are part of the bear coat.
โอ้ยนอนเถอะ
You do actually see a
You see
mouse
more of an
near the
audience.
exits, and with your bare voice, growl out. The mouse is terrified, and it scurries away behind the desk. Clucky, what do you choose to do?
While Slugma deals with the shopkeeper, I'll use my artifact finder and matic to scan for any hidden goodies.
Clucky, you attempt to cobble together from some of the various things around the common area an artifact finder. Unfortunately, there's not a lot around you, so this will be difficult 15 or above, and you will manage to create it. So actually you do, and part of it's using those goggles that you're famous for. You seem to actually pull out one of the extra lenses you have, combine it with the bear sniffer from earlier, and a strange magical looking stick from underneath this table, and you manage to make an object that you sort of scan around the room. And what you notice is that the table, or the woman who is whispering and Slugma is now talking to, seems to have quite a few magical artifacts. And then there's another stall to the northeast that also seems to have several magical artifacts inside of it that your device is really identifying as notable. The other 2 stalls in the corners, you don't see anything notable, but one of them does have a healing potion. Meanwhile, Slugma, you have walked up to the shopkeeper, and she says, gigantic slug creature. My name is Lydia, and I need help. A merchant, Darian, works across the hallway, and she points over at the stall to the northeast. He stole my grandmother's precious necklace from me and has refused to give it back. If you retrieve it for me, I'll let you pick any item of your choice from the stall, but you have to be careful of the guards. They're looking out for any thieves or miscreants around here. Well, what say you?
A stolen shiny? Big Mama can't abide that. Slithers close to the stall Lydia pointed out.
Okay.
Using trail of slime to make it difficult for guards to follow. Big Papa will retrieve the necklace, but no one touches my precious. Shiny things belong to me.
Darian, the man that you were warned about, eyes you warily and says, "You look a bit excited for my wares. Anything in particular I can show you?" He's looking at you dead on as you approach the stall. What do?
Show me your shinies, Darian. All of them. The stall greedily while mumbling about Lakers. While he's distracted, Big Mama might just vomit some slime on his face.
What?
He's ready to use vomit if Darian lets his guard down for even a second.
Okay.
Big Papa deserves the precious.
He looks at you concerned with extremely wary eye. "Yes, of course. Here are my wares." He points to a vial full of powder. He says, shrinking powder. Maybe you've heard of it. Or this precious rare mask. It allows the wearer to perfectly imitate any voice that they've ever heard. And then he points to a necklace that's sitting in the middle of the stall. And this necklace is extremely precious. I wouldn't give it away for anything in the world. At no point during this conversation has he let down his guard. He seems to be extremely cautious.
Oh, the necklace, my precious.
Uh-oh.
In a fit of manic excitement, I slime for 2 turns. Big Papa claims the necklace.
Okay.
Snatches the
He vomits! A guard looks up and shouts, "Thief! Get back here!" and starts running after you, Slugma. The commotion is growing, and all of the residents of the market are now starting to look. Clucky and Roderick, what do you choose to do?
Turns to the camera. When chaos erupts, a rapid and extreme response can turn the tide. Now I will employ my bare arms to double swipe the guard rushing
Okay, this
towards
isn't good. This isn't good.
Let's create a path for our daring heist.
Love the passion, Roderick. You run forward and use your bear swipes. 11 or above will connect. A 10, just barely. The swipes miss the guard, who seems to be quite adept. Guards, this bear is with them too. Clucky, what do you choose to do?
All right, cut this. I'll create an exploding slime moonwalker device.
What?
Using the vomit slime and my multi-egomatic 3000.
Okay, she does have the multi-egomatic. 12 or above, it works. Slugma, you're in the corner of the bazaar, and you can see across the room another guard is now running your direction. What do you choose to do, Slugma? Rig, you just hate Slugma. He went up and vomited on the guy. There was more stuff that was going to happen.
Papa's gotta slip away.
Okay, yes.
Activating trail of slime to mess up the guards.
Okay, he still has guard trail slime.
Trail of extremely sticky and slippery slime behind.
Okay.
Slithering towards an exit. My precious necklace is mine.
Okay. Activating your slime, you leave a trail behind you as you work your way towards the exit. You get about halfway there.